All right, guys, here it is. Amazon is building a humanoid park at its San Francisco office, an indoor course designed to test AI-powered robots using third-party hardware. Now, now you can see over here that this is going to be the ultimate replacement for the human workforce, and it's beginning with these kinds of jobs that are easily replaceable, and it is coming really fast. It's coming really fast. As you can see again, I mean it's coming fast. It's coming fast, guys. Amazon to test humanoid robots for deliveries, even for deliveries. I mean, so basically, so basically, it will be a self-driving delivery vehicle followed by an AI-powered robot that will come to your doorstep and deliver you the package. Let's see what this guy is saying about it. Amazon is gearing up to test humanoid robots that walk on two legs to deliver packages. The company has set up an indoor obstacle course to test robots from a variety of companies, including Unitree. Eventually, humanoid robots could ride in Amazon's electric Rivian delivery vans and autonomously deliver packages. Again, this, to me, in my opinion, it sounds great, right? Now, the people who are doing these jobs, right? I don't know. Do they like the job? I mean, if you like the job, then I guess you're in for a rough time, like a rough transition, right? But if you don't like doing this job and you're doing it just for a paycheck, right? Your free time is now given to you. Now, here's the thing, all right? Here's the thing. This is moving really fast, right? This is moving really fast. And I predict within the next 5 years, most of the workforce, most of the labor workforce in this related area, in sorting out packages and sorting factories and warehouses and transportation will be mostly autonomous and driven by AI, right? And this all goes back to the thing that I've been talking about, is that while this, in my opinion, is a great thing, right? Because I'm looking at it from the perspective of humans are going to get their free time back, which means they could do so much more with their lives. I mean, a job such as this, I do not believe is anyone's, calling or purpose. I believe, in my opinion, when you take on a job like this, yes, you are helping society in a sense where people order their goods for whatever reason, whether through pleasure or through necessity such as food or medicine. You are delivering their packages to that human being. Now, that is a net positive for society. However, this job is a very taxing job, both physically and I'm sure mentally too, as you are always monitored, you're always on a schedule, and oftentimes, from what I have been reading about this job, you don't really get treated as a human being. You get treated as a machine in the system, which is true for most jobs. I mean, it really is true for most jobs. However, these types of jobs will be the first jobs, the first job category to be replaced by AI-driven robots and even humanoid robots, down to the transportation sector, where autonomous driving, AI-powered autonomous driving, takes over, right? So what I'm saying is that this is a great thing. However, we are still not addressing the inevitable issue that will arise when large categories of jobs become obsolete, right? This is an entire category of job. And it is not easy to switch into a role if you are working in this type of job without any other stone to step on. If this is not a stepping stone type of job for you, where you're working this job so you can finish off school, or you're going to school at the same time and you're learning a different trade, or you're learning something else, and eventually you're gonna switch a career, right? Make a career move, then this is by default your career. Now, if you are in that category where this is your career, you are going to have a very hard time switching careers, because once one company implements this type of technology to completely replace this type of work, every other company will follow suit. So it's not like you can just quit one company and work in another warehouse, right? And get a job there, right? Maybe you might be able to do that for a short amount of time during this transitionary phase. I'm sure not all companies are going to do it at the same time, but you can pretty much bet a good amount of money that the largest companies, or the companies that are currently paying the most, will definitely transition over to this type of workforce, to this type of technology, and almost completely replace their human workforce almost overnight, I predict. Once this technology is good enough, because this is not about it's not like autonomous driving, right? Autonomous driving will come, I think, last, because safety is an issue there, right? But simply replacing the human workforce in the warehouse, where packages need to be sorted out and packages need to be placed in the vehicles, in the trucks, and stuff like that, that's going to be the first thing to be replaced. And this in this area where the AI is going to be, where the AI robots are going to be in the warehouses and stuff like that, it only needs to be good enough. It doesn't have to pass rigorous safety testing like an autonomous vehicle would need to pass, right? Because lives directly are not in front of it, right? It's just putting a package, sorting, and then placing a package from point A to point B, and then if the autonomous sector is not fully autonomous yet, that's where the human drivers will come in, right? So the problem is now, what is going to happen with the people who depend on this category of jobs, right? They're going to be displaced. They're going to be unemployed. And I don't know how it's going to work, because they will have a very hard time trying to find another job, because a job in this category will eventually be fully phased out. And where else could they look for work? It's not going to happen, right? We need to address the issue that is going to come up inevitably. 100% is going to come up, where we need to develop a system that is going to compensate for the loss of income to these people, right? We have to start talking about the income issue now. And there are a few options, as I've already listed in one of my previous videos. We can implement a universal basic income or a negative income tax, right? But these are the things, and if you want to find out more about how I feel about that, you can watch that video. But just in a nutshell, a universal basic income, the companies that are doing the displacing of the human workforce, they will need to pay a tax for it. Now, overall, everything is still going to be cheaper at the end user, right? Because now the workforce is replaced with machinery, that can work 24/7 without any breaks and be 100% efficient. No more need to pay for healthcare or any kind of the human workforce is expensive at the company perspective, right? Whether you agree with it or not, that's irrelevant. According to the company's perspective, the human workforce is the most expensive cost of operating that company. And once it is replaced, which it will be, their operating costs will significantly be much less, right? Much less. So taxing on implementing a tax on those companies doing the displacing will then go towards the universal basic income fund that will fund the workers that are displaced. I think that is the best option. Otherwise, we are in for a catastrophic transition. I can already foresee it. I mean, what do you think happens when large populations of people are jobless? And not only are they jobless, but they feel betrayed by the system because they are feeling like a machine, a replaceable machine, non-human, now more than ever, due to the fact that they're being replaced, just basically thrown to the curb by these robots, right? So when this transition comes, and if we don't have a plan to compensate the people who are being displaced appropriately, they will not only be jobless, large populations of people will not only be jobless, but there will be a taste of resentment and anger with them as well. I would assume, right? Because how dare the company that they worked their butts off for maybe many years, now all of a sudden coming in and saying, hey, listen, man, we got a robot here to do your job, and you're just out of luck. I mean, I'm sorry, but you're fired or you're laid off, right? That's not gonna sit well. So again, while I see this as a great progress for humanity, because eventually, what I would like to see is humans actually reclaiming their free time back and not working like robots, right? Let a robot work like a robot. Let human beings be human beings, right? Human beings are creative vessels. Robots are programmable vessels, right? Well, I mean, you can argue humans are programmable too, but robots do not have creativity. Humans have creativity. Humans are meant for creative tasks, which to make the world a better place, to make the human the better, to further enhance human life, right? Anyway, I really hope the issue of income and maybe we might need to view money in a whole different, in a whole different perspective, right? Maybe viewing money the way we view it right now is not sustainable, right? We need to have a discussion and a plan put in place before robots take over, and they will take over. Anyway, I hope this goes smoothly. Chances are it probably might not go as smoothly as I want or as smoothly as people would like, but I really hope this goes smoothly because this is a great thing. And it may look kind of scary right now, but I'm thinking about it from a different perspective, man. I'm thinking about it from like, okay, we'll get our time back, and the time is what everybody really fights for, right? Like everybody wants to be financially wealthy so that they can have time to do the things that they want to do in their lives, right? Well, this is that opportunity.